Week one as a new YouTuber. So have we learned a few lessons and have we picked up on a few different things? We certainly have. And I just want to give you a brief overview of how the week went and catch up on a couple of the products that we did review and fill you in on the user experience after we've actually used them, after reviewing them. First of all, we had a look at these new mics, which we got the warm box mics off Amazon. Very cheap, I have to say, very inexpensive, and they've come down a lot in price since then. I'm using one at the moment. I reviewed the videos afterwards, before and after using the mic, and certainly, as they say on a lot of the start in your YouTube video channel, sound is very important, and this definitely makes a big difference. So that's the product, warm box. Was it a positive experience after buying it? Absolutely yes. Money well spent. Go ahead and get them as a starter microphone. Couple of things we did learn since then. The actual receiver, which is plugged into the phone at the moment, you don't actually need to charge that. The reason for the charging port is that if your phone needs charging, you want to charge your phone on it, that you can actually plug in through that port, which in turn is plugged into your USB-C port. So that's kind of a handy advantage. It's actually the receiver unit itself is taking the power from your phone. So you don't really need to charge that, but you do need to charge the individual mics. As I say, the clip on it slides down from the top. Other than that, you do need to make sure to power it on the little button on the back of the receiver, just down the bottom there. You do need to make sure that you have that engaged each time you're doing a recording. I made the mistake during the week of pressing that once, recording a video, and it went off after a period of time. So when I went to the next one, the mics weren't actually on and I had no sound on that video. So I had to do a voiceover. Learning experience. That's what it's all about on your first week. So that's the warm box mics that we did. Secondly, we also did an unboxing of the Anker. This is the one that I had to do an actual voiceover on because the mic wasn't switched on when I was doing it. Super product. It did work extremely well. I had a few learning curves on it. First of all, I believe from studying the instructions that you can actually charge the unit itself. I was led to believe that you only just charge it through the small USB-C port, which is just there. But I'm led to believe you can actually charge it from any of the cables, the retractable cables as well. We'll find that out because as yet, although I've used it a few times, it's actually only down to 41%. I also, before complaining about it, do I like the product? Yes, I like the product, but there was a few learning curves, as I say. I found, for argument's sake, there was a couple of things, and I don't know whether it's my unit or something that I have to figure out. The unit I received might be faulty, might not be, but there was small earbuds that I use that would not charge on it. Now, if you want on smaller items like that, if you press the power button twice, you will actually see, or hold it in, you can get what's called a trickle charge. Now it won't work when I don't actually have anything plugged into it, but a small little blue dot comes up the top and that gives it a lower charge. Now I tried that on these earbuds, but for some reason they would not charge no matter what cable I used, including the cable that came with the earbuds and plugged it directly into the USB port. It would not charge, but they charged elsewhere. Also, the Dell XPS, I have a cheap little 65 watt USB charger, which I tried on the Dell XPS, and it charged no problem straight away. this, it would not show up as being charging, and it was not drawing any power. So that's something I have to look into. But aside from that, and those two items, there's another laptop, a Lenovo ThinkPad T480, the original of the species. Excellent machine, still in this day and age. So we're just going to plug in and see what the draw on this one is. Again, it might be a learning curve from my point of view. We'll just see now. Now, plugged in, and when it's turned off, it seems to be taking 38 watts. Now, I would have thought it would have taken higher than that, because it's a 65 watt charge that I use with that, but it could be just some settings in the Lenovo itself. Now, I have found that when I turn off the laptop itself, the draw goes down. So we will just put that to the side, and I'm going to actually shut the laptop down. So now, so the draw that we're receiving there is 66% when I'm actually using the laptop. But when I power it down, we will just see there now. So that's a good reading. So it's getting the full power it needs. So as I say, this could just be a learning curve with the device itself, and maybe for safety reasons, there's a reason why it just takes a small wattage. It has lasted its time. I topped up a laptop there the other evening, charged a few different devices, topped up a phone there earlier on today, and another laptop which was at 80%, but I just topped it up to 100%. Now on that particular one, the draw was quite low. It took a little bit of time, but not any more than normal with the charger. So to ascertain whether the fast charge is working on it or not, we'll have to use a little bit more. But even after all that, it is still only down at 39%, which is very good. So it will last the time, and you get multiple charges and multiple devices. As I say, I do believe in a decent power bank, because it saves you going looking for power cables and sockets and trying to stretch leads everywhere. It's handy to have something right beside the device that you want to charge up. So that's shut down now, and we are now down to 32 watts of a draw. 31. So anyway, it seems to drop a lot lower depending on the device when it's powered off. So that's the Lenovo T480. I have noticed the same with the rest of the cables, but can't fault it. Good power bank, but I think it's well worth studying the instructions, and I'll look into where that draw is. Anyway, that's the two devices. Positive experience so far. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing. As I say, it's our first week, so give us a chance and they will get better. What else have we learned from this experience? We have tried around with some video editing software. We've used both Clipchamp, which is built into the Windows operating system if you're using Windows 11. Very handy, free, you can work away, limited editing, but very simple for somebody that's just starting off. We also played around with Capcut. So out of two of the videos, one of them was done with Capcut on the tablet, which was an interesting experience. And I actually found it quite nice and quite handy to do. Very, very simple to use, a load of extra features in it. However, you only get to the end of CapCut when you realize you use some of the premium features and you needed to buy the product to hold them or take them out of your editing and go without the premium features. Is CapCut going to be worth it for a subscription? I'm not sure. We're going to give it a few weeks and see. It seems to be the favorite product out there, and I have to say it's very, very easy to use. Now, one product I've been using for years as a free product, and I find it very, very good, is VSDC. Now, that's an editing software. Primarily, you just find it on Windows. It's free to download and free to use. They do have a pro version, but the pro version is not very expensive. I think it's only around 20-30 euro for the year, which is very good. I think CapCut is more like 20 euro a month. I'm not sure. I'll confirm that because I haven't really looked into purchasing that as yet. So I reverted back to VSDC from my point of view, because we intend to do more tutorials on software products and how-to videos, and we've a lot coming up now that we've got planned to do over the next few weeks. We're really looking for as well the feature of screen recording. Now, VSDC also have a screen recorder built in, as does CapCut, but the screen recorder in VSDC has a certain amount of limitations, but they have an additional product which is excellent, again free to use, no watermarks, no nothing, and that's VSD Screen Recorder. So they actually have a suite of products on their website. So the two that I use are VSDC Video Editing and VSDC Screen Recorder. And I am kind of toying with the idea of moving towards the pro version, although I find the free version does virtually everything that I needed to do at this early stage. So we'll see how those two products go, and we'll certainly keep you updated. And hopefully this, reviewing our journey and how this works out might be helpful to the next person that's starting a YouTube channel to see the good and bad. And hopefully our lessons, will save you some time and money and hassle. So that's the software element end of things that we've looked at. So software, a couple of products that we did. What are the plans for next week? Plans for next week are one of two. We are going to get back into now some software reviews and software tutorials and basic computer tutorials. And our plan for next week is to do some of that, but also we have coming up is some reviews on slightly older equipment, but absolutely brilliant equipment, such as laptops that we have. We have a variety of laptops. I love the Lenovo brand, especially the ThinkPad. I'm big into them, and we want to compare the T480, which I have here, T480S and the T490, and how they work out in 2026. We also have the Dell Latitudes, a couple of Latitudes that we want to review. And then we also have some repair videos coming up. So one of the things that we want to do in the next week or two is actually upgrade this particular laptop. And as we're doing it, I think we're going to do a quick video on that, and we're going to upgrade the RAM in it from 16 gigs to 32 gigs. It's already been upgraded at one stage from 8 to 16. Now we're going to go to 32. And that's one of the advantages of the T480. They're a great MacGyver type of machine that you can actually do anything to. And they're a super laptop. I absolutely love them. So we have a couple of fixes, how-tos coming up. We also have software tutorials, and we also want to do a comparison and help people out in buying equipment. So buying old laptops, so you don't have to spend a fortune and run out today buying brand new off-the-shelf equipment that mightn't last the time. I'll give you the advice and help in how to pick up some really good business reconditioned machines that will do the job. So that's everything we kind of got planned for the next few weeks. But please bear with us. That's end of week 1. We'll do a review at the end of each week just to fill you in on where we've just been and where we're going in the following week. Look out and hit that notification bell so you check out the videos coming this week. Thanks very much for tuning in so far. And if you got to the end of this video, thank you very much. And if you've watched our previous videos this week, again, thank you very much and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye now.